Andamos. No? Hey. Hey. Te gusta andar, ¿eh? Midé. Mideo. Midé, estás practicando, ¿eh? Who says you need a walker as a toddler? She just made her own by grabbing on me and pushing me and saying, "Go, let's go." Ah. Uh-huh. Mama Africa, your children are home. Hi guys. Sorry, Andrew's a bit busy eating right now. But yeah, we're waiting because the rain came, so we're just eating in here, waiting for it to stop so we can get moving. I'm actually supposed to be at boda right now because I got a new job. So it's been really nice these past years not having any boss, being our own bosses and whatnot, and doing our own things and everything. But got an interesting opportunity to be a farm manager, actually, of some avocado farms that are out nearby where we are. So I've been taking a boda out there, checking on the farms and whatnot, and you can see us as well. We've seen the farm a bit. Anu and we all went there to see the farms and everything, see what they were like, before taking the job, and it's quite for me. I've never studied agriculture. I've never worked in something like that. I've done a little bit of managing of employees, but not like this. So it's definitely a high learning curve. But for us, we want to do agriculture in the future, maybe a bit larger scale if possible in different areas, and trees could be one of those things, fruits, etc. But just the experience is really valuable. So much was happening, so much to learn. Getting into the groove with that is a bit difficult, especially when we're still taking Luganda classes in the morning, which you'll also see, and seeing our progress on that, and we'll keep you updated with that as well. But for the time being, yeah, it's a bit tough. It's a bit tight on the schedule, but we have another month of the classes left, and then after that it should be a bit easier. But yeah, we're working towards a lot of different goals, and yeah, one of them is agriculture for our family and for our business in the future. I saw someone was doing this in our area. I talked to them, said, "Hey, can we see what you're doing?" They're actually exporting to Spain. So originally I was thinking maybe I could help them, do some negotiations and with the Spaniards and whatnot. But really what they needed was a farm manager at the time. So I was like, okay, it's a lot of work, but it's something that yeah, we plan to do. So getting some hands-on training. But yeah, without further ado, we'll show you how it's been. Okay, so it is review day. All of these objects. How many words? It's almost 200 words.
And we know all of them.
We do.
All of them.
Nalimba.
Nalimba.
I don't know.
What is I am lying?
Yeah.
Nimba.
It's like 107, no, 180 words. All of these objects. It's a lot. Added even more items. Oh. Oh. Kabuyonjo eriba. Chirunji.
It's like Nemo going to the sea.
Later.
This is how schools start and end their terms in order to get students. So they publicize like that. And this guy, we just missed it, but he was doing some jumps. Oh, there he goes. He was doing some backflips and stuff. So yeah.
Kubanga Kaboyonja da?
Kabuyonjo.
Kaboyonja.
Si take it down.
Okay. Ekapa Ezukuka Mumaso ga Kabuyonjo.
Wow.
Later.
Hello guys, welcome back to Familia Pablanu. I am the one and only Anu. And let me take a moment to say thank you all to all our subscribers that's been liking, sharing, and subscribing. We say thank you. We appreciate you. All your support has been keeping us going. So we're really thankful to you guys. Now, how do I feel about Pablo's job? Sorry guys, when he was talking about his side, I was eating. Didn't want to be interrupted, but he had to make the video quickly because he was leaving. So I just opted out and I said, I'll do a video later, you know, filling you guys in on what's going on my point, from my perspective at least. So when he was talking about he got a job, you guys know our story. If you've been following our story, you know we came to Pearl Africa for agriculture and to raise our family, and we've been we've ran into some snags along the way. We ran into brokers who scammed us, and our land issue is still in court. Go and watch the video. And so we've been struggling because we thought, okay, we will get the land, start farming, we will, you know, plant the foods we're going to be eat, a lot of it, most of it, and build a house so we don't have to pay rent and be just self-sustaining, you know, but it hasn't worked out the way we wanted it to work out. So, and like Pablo was saying, it's been good not to have been working under somebody, but we have to, when the opportunity came along and we needed, you know, we needed to be able to get by. So he took the job as the farm manager, and we actually went there. You'll see how do I feel about his job? I can say that maybe it's, ooh, I have to be very careful. There are these bugs under this mango tree that will jump on you and they'll sting you. It does hurt when they sting. Anyways, how do I feel about his job? I really feel like it's a good thing. At least one of us has a job. I mean, I sort of have a gig with YouTube, so we sort of get some trickling in every now and then. That's why I said your support really appreciate, that we really appreciate your support. So if you guys are watching and, you know, just at home, just turn us on, and please don't skip ads. We appreciate it. Just have it playing in the background. You don't have to click on it, just leave it playing so you can go to the next video and all of our next videos. That would really help us out a lot. Thank you so much. Now, yeah, so I got a job, and I'm thinking to myself, at first I was so upset because that means when we were back in the US, that's one thing I hated the most. So he will leave me with 4 kids that are barely 4 years and under, and he will go to job, and it's a 9-to-5 job. Actually, it's more than 9 to 5 because his professor job require him to work on the weekends. So it would work when we're supposed to be having our time as family. You're still working. Oh, there's someone I have to email, I have to respond to, I have to do a spreadsheet, I have to do this and that. And every time he opens the computer, I get anxiety because all of that frustration just comes back on. I had to, you know, care for the kids from morning till evening, no help, nothing at all when we're in the US. Because we all know, you all guys know, if you're living in the Western countries, that help is really hard to get. You can't get support if you have little children. They're so very expensive. So I had to do that. It messed with my mental health a lot. So when he said he got a job, I was like, oh darn, he's going to leave me with 5 children, 6 years and under again. And I'll have to deal with this here in Uganda. I was so pissed. even in that video that you saw where he was saying his side, I was still very pissed. I said he needed to quickly go, and I'm like, I will explain my part later when I'm more collected. So I'm explaining now. But I'm realizing now it's been almost a week now because he has to go there 4 times a week. I'm realizing that it's maybe what we needed after all. Because when we are okay, if you guys know our story, if you haven't seen our How We Met series, go and watch it so you can know a little bit more about us so that when I'm referring things you understand. So if you've seen our How We Met series, you know that we left a cult. We ran away, we got out, and but a lot of conditioning has happened so that before I knew it, over the years, over the 5 years that we were in the cult, I became a shadow of who I used to be. So we got out, and I'm healing. I'm still currently, we're all healing, and healing takes a very long time. But what I'm seeing is that there's still this part of me that just want to hide and just hide away from life, from functioning, from everything. But now that he got the job, I actually had to go pick up the kids. So I'm having to realize that yeah, my power is there, and it, it has been gone for so long, but it's coming back, And him getting a job gave me this realization that I didn't even know that I've been lacking that, and even for him too, because we've been stuck together. We're doing content videos and editing and all of that stuff. I mean, it will take some time for my videos to reach out because I have to deal with 5 children and then put together videos and all that. But this has been very good. I am slowly getting a hang of it, of getting my life, my autonomy back, not having to depend on him like I used to, and it's a good thing. So I'm glad that this opportunity presented itself, and I'm able to pick things up and go with the flow. Yeah, I'm growing, I'm healing, I'm learning, and that's a good place to be. So how do I feel about his work? Maybe it's what we've needed all along then, to have some space to ourselves, because the idea of 2 becoming 1 is a BS, because if 2 is becoming 1, there must be like some 1 out of the 2 is sacrificing a lot to merge into this 1. So I'm realizing 2 still equals 2. And in our case, 2 equals 2 and 2 equals 7. So we are doing it. And I'm so grateful that the opportunity presented itself, and yeah.
The next day.
Bella, sea amable. ¡Uy, uy, uy, uy! Cuidado. Cuidado, chicos, os vais a caer. Eso es peligroso. Eso no ayuda, ¿eh? Está jugando demasiado. Arregla. Ay, 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 ay. Chicole. No hay nada. Agua asquerosa. Vela, aquí no sé. ¿Qué estás haciendo? Cuidado. Ah, ah. Ah, ah.
The next day.
Let me take you guys on a journey back in time to when I was growing up. I grew up in a suburb. Well, it's not a suburb, but yeah, it is sort of a suburb. It's about an hour and a half or 2 hours drive from Lagos in Ogun State. I grew up for the most part with my siblings and my mother because my dad was overseas in the US. Um, and I know my mother was a salary earner, worked in a primary school, and before my dad left, he also was a salary earner too. I knew what hunger was. There were times when we would go to bed with nothing but eba, in our bellies, or gari in our bellies, because as soon as my mother's got her salary, she would buy some food at the market, and meanwhile, food's always going. The price for food is always going higher and higher. So she would do her best, but to feed three children with a primary school, public school salary is almost impossible. The food is usually finished in the first week or so. Or maybe let's give it 2 weeks, and the rest of the other 2 weeks we have to struggle.
They are left to dry.
Had to go to sleep, drink lots of water, and with rumbling stomach.
Even these.
Yeah, I know what hunger was. We always we always tell about how scarcity of food. We would go to bed eating nothing but eba, maybe some greens that we got from the fields nearby, but nothing with any beans or anything because we don't have enough money for kerosene into our stoves, into our kerosene stove. So we won't cook beans either. So we got hungry. I was malnourished growing up. What I was trying to get on is that I wish we had learned at school that even if you live in a compound that is all concrete, you can do sack gardens. You can grow some vegetables. You can grow crops in sack garden if you don't have land. If we had a different mindset, maybe when I come from school, I would be watering our sack garden, and I would be so happy knowing that we would not go hungry because we are growing our own foods. Now, this story is not just of me, it's a lot of Nigerians. We have this mindset that we have to go earn some salary. But we're not too keen with farming or planting crops, and we earn salary, we become doctors and lawyers and engineer, and we complain about scarcity of food. The foods are becoming more scarce, but where is the food supposed to come from? Who is supposed to plant these crops? Even the farmers are leaving farming, saying, you know what, I'm just going to become a lawyer, I'm going to become a doctor. They're leaving the crops farm.
Oil palms.
And the whole country talks about scarcity of food, which is very sad. The previous president, um, President Buhari, said we have to go back to the land. But everyone was laughing at him, saying, "Why is he saying this now? We can't go back to the land now. It's too late, and this and that. There's the herdsmen and this and that." But there are many. I know there are many excuses. I don't have land in my compound. It's all concrete and this and that. But if we change our mindset, if we can change our mindset, because that land is so fertile, Nigeria land is so fertile, and if we don't have, land of your own, you can always do the sack gardens, like I said earlier. So that this thing of, oh, we're going hungry, there's scarcity of food. If everyone is able to grow something, if they're able to grow something, the amount of hunger reduce. I think a lot of people will be much more at peace. Yeah, I believe so. We have to change our mindset about farming. We have to go back to the land. It is important.
That's mango. And fenny from a very old tree.
So this is us, Pablo and I. We were looking around. This is actually a 50-acre farm. It's avocado farm, has avocado farm, and now meanwhile, this is the dry season in the Pearl of Africa in Uganda. So everything was very, very dry. But nevertheless, there's a lot of overgrown weeds that they have yet to take. It's been a little bit ignored. So um, Pablo took the farm manager job, so he will be overseeing this farm. As well as another farm not too far from this one. That one was, I think, 20 acres, and that one was much older, with much more older avocado trees.
Hmm. Yeah.
So as I was saying earlier, we have got to raise awareness. We have got to raise our children and teach them at schools about the importance of agriculture. Um, it is very, very essential and important that that the young generation know how important it is. Like to encourage the young ones to grow crops, to grow, give them something simple to grow, have them water it, and have them see it grow. It's an amazing experience to watch it grow. Also, it instill in them that, hey, you remember all those times when they say people who are doctors, lawyers, and engineer were the one who are successful in life. We have got to change that mindset in our younger generations, that the ones who are able to grow their own food are the most successful in life. Because if you're able to grow your own food, in the world where health is wealth, if you have your health, you have everything. People who lose their health use all of their life savings, try to chase it back, usually to no avail. So we have got to raise this awareness to our younger generation.
Down to where the palm trees are. The palm trees here?
Yes.
Yeah. Then the maize is somewhere else.
You know what they say, that a country that cannot feed its own citizen will always be subservient to other countries. So we have got to do better from the young age. We have got to raise children to have a different mindset, a better mindset when it comes to farming, when it comes to agriculture. We need to know that this is life. This is important. Imagine a very beautiful country a very fertile, endowed, and gifted country of Nigeria, where they have to import a high percentage of their food. Just imagine that. And they praise kids who are successful, quote unquote, engineers,
Yeah,
doctor,
there's the goats then.
accountant, and so on and
I
so
know, you
forth.
said you were wondering where they went.
But yet, if you
Yeah,
are
somebody's
a
banging on
farmer,
the hill.
if you're maybe animal farmer, you'll be like, oh, maybe that's okay. But if you're growing crops from the ground up, it's looked down upon. Yet the whole country is the same country that talks about scarcity of food. Since I've been growing up, food has always been very expensive and scarce and all of those things, which
He's just making
shouldn't
noise the
be.
whole time.
Nigeria could easily
There we
feed the
go,
whole
there it
West
is.
Africa. But it starts from home first. We've got to
It's
feed our
raining a bit.
own first.
That's why I
We've
left.
got to change the mindset when it comes to crops, agriculture crops. And while we're learning farming and planting crops, we have got to learn how to do it sustainability as well. Planting crops in self-sustainability way, so that whatever we're doing, the crops we're growing, we know we're doing it for the future as well.
You can hear the road coming washed away.
So slow. So much fun.
Yeah, you see here. Down.
Later.
Now, on another note, guys, put some fun in your life, guys. So I'm here with Angela is watching Midé. They're over there. She's playing. She's currently potty training and learning. She's almost 11 months, so she's learning how to sit on the potty and all that. Oh, she's so cute. She's playing. Maybe I'll show her later. But anyways, let me give you a funny gist that happened actually. It was yesterday that happened here. So I usually come here to do some editing before I go back home to the kids. So I pick the kids up at school, take them home. I'll take our lunch. We bring our lunch here. We all eat. Me and Angela and Midé, we eat here. The one who wants to sleep will sleep. And now it's nap time. They are dozing off, napping there under the mango tree. And I edit and all that. And then later on, I go back home and see how they're doing. And the evening starts and it's going before until nighttime, until bedtime. So what happened is that I came here yesterday. We ate and we were doing our thing, and this guy came up and he waved at me and said hello. And he's the caretaker of all of this place. He has a house just behind me, and yeah, he will sweep and yeah, he cares. I think the Kabaka employed him to take care of his land over here. So he saw me yesterday, and he's seen us before, and I've greeted him before. I mean, I think it's kind of cute. Pablo, don't chew my head out for it. Don't kill me for this. I think it's kind of cute. And so he came up and was like, "Oh hey, so where is that?" He was asking for Pablo. He's not here because Pablo wasn't there. I'm like, no. He has work to do. I'm here. I came by myself. And he's like, "Wow, He let you do that? And I'm like, what do you mean, let me do that? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, by yourself? He's not afraid? He's not worried? I'm like, worried about what? So if it was me, I would feel some way, somehow. I won't let a beautiful lady, a woman like you, be outside there. Even here in a very public place where everybody can be looking at you. And I'm like, so you want me to be locked up in the house somewhere? It's like, yes, so that no man will be looking at you. I'm like, women deserve the same amount of respect as men. And it's like, yes, but men are men. Men are created by God, and men are men. But women need to be protected. And I'm like, I promise you, I can hold my own. If it's a fist fight, come at me. We will both. I'm a washokoto konani, We enter the same trouser. I don't know how to translate that, guys. Like, oh, really? Wow. Then he changed and he was like, but tell me, what is it that you see in him? Is it like his loving is so good? You love him so much and he loves you so much? Is that it? And I said, yeah, sure. And he said, but what is it? Is it like he has so much money? He has money that, that you are just, you love it so much. He has the money. I'm like, no, 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 we're broke. And and he was like, what is it then? Is like, he's very, what is the word that he used? He used this very, and then he turned around and said, see, even me, I mean, I don't mind. Maybe you can find me someone from your country. You Nigeria, find me someone from your country. I don't mind. See, I can still handle one more. I'm like, well, you have a wife. He said, yes, that one. Yes, but I can take care of one more. I can do one more. And I'm like, yes, you can. Uh, and it says something like, and it was so, now it was serious. He really wanted to know. So telling me he's satisfied with just one woman. No, a man can never be satisfied with just one woman. He needs to have at least two. At least two. So, and I said, Sebo, I have 5 children. He said, but what is it about 5 children? It doesn't mean anything, You see, what do you mean you have 5 children? Does that mean that you're not still desirable? Anyways, it kept going on and on, but he was really, really serious. He wanted to know, like, what is it? How is it that he's loving you so much that you don't want to try another guy? It really was seriously asking, and I was just cracking up. Like, this guy was actually seriously wanting to know, and there's those bug again, and it was asking, but serious. And I said, oh, you think a man it's okay to have 2 wives? And I said, a woman can have about 5 men. It was saying, if that's the case, then we men, we need to step up our game. Because if women are able to have 5 men, then we need to step up our game too. So that not just 2 women. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so well, it was like, okay, maybe you can put me in contact with a lady, just one. I'm like, just one, from Nigeria, from Nigeria, so that so that I can make her my second wife. I'm like, okay, no problem. His genuinity was what it was cracking me up. I was just cracking up because it was seriously. He wanted to know for reals. Like, it has a serious face. Like, no, seriously, you mean you have 5 children? That does not mean anything. Like, what do you mean? Doesn't. Anywho, I got home, I told Pablo, and he was cracking up too. He said, oh, you should hook that guy up. You should hook her up. You have a friend. It was much more funny in person when it happened yesterday, because it was going back and forth, boom, boom, boom. He would say his thing, and I would return. I was, respond, and he would say another one, and I would respond, and it was cracking me up the entire thing because he genuinely wanted to know. Anyways, that was about yesterday. Aha. Now let me get back to editing these videos, and that will be that. Yeah.
The next day.
Ipapari, ipayo, ipapari. Yes, sir. Yeah, please, sir. ipaayo epaapaali yankuyisa ttaayo